Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. I have a news story for you guys from The Intercept about how, even though the FBI has new anti-profiling rules, they still profile based on race and religion. Okay, one of the Obama administration's high-profile criminal justice reform efforts was a new policy that purported to ban racial profiling in federal law enforcement. But internal policy guidelines The Intercept has obtained shows that the FBI has left its racial profiling practices virtually unchanged, and the Bureau still claims considerable latitude to use race, ethnicity, nationality, and religion in deciding which people and communities to investigate. The issue of profiling by federal law enforcement and immigration authorities has taken on new urgency with the inauguration of Donald Trump, who is a candidate called Mexican Immigrants, Rapists, and Criminals, was slow to denounce white supremacist supporters. Among his first moves in office has been an executive order banning immigration from a list of majority Muslim countries. The FBI updated its policy on racial profiling as recently as March 3, 2016, in a section of its main governing manual known as the Domestic Investigations and Operations Guide. They published the 2011 edition. The guidelines make clear that when an FBI agent is deciding whether or how to investigate someone, he or she can consider factors like race, nationality, or ethnicity, so long as these factors are clearly relevant and coincide with other reasons for suspicion. And when the FBI selects communities on which to gather intelligence, in order to generate what the Bureau calls domain awareness, it also allows itself to take such factors into consideration. So that's already a problem right there. Was they're using race and religion as factors to say they're likely guilty, or I think they're guilty, or that's a reason to investigate someone. It's just based on race or religion. Of course, that's illegal under the Constitution. You cannot start an investigation on someone just because of those factors. That's very unjust. So, of course, they shouldn't be doing that at all. The only policy change on profiling added in the 5-year gap between the manuals in the wake of former Attorney General Eric Holder's anti-profiling initiative is that the new version reflects an expanded definition of profiling, which covers not just race and ethnicity, but also gender identification, national origin, religion, and sexual orientation. Civil liberties groups, which have long objected to the FBI's practice of surveilling ethnic communities and succeeding them when informants, say that the guidelines leave the door open to alarming forms of monitoring. While we appreciate that the Attorney General Holder expanded the categories, we were concerned that he did not go far enough in making those revisions, that it still gave a green light to the FBI to engage in activities that would target our communities. Yeah, because Holder, who had spoken up about his own experiences being stopped by the police as a young black man, Hurrell did them as an important step to ensure sound, fair, and strong policing practices. Yet the very next day, FBI Director James Comey insisted that the new guidance would have no impact on his agency's counterterrorism investigations. Oh, so off the bat, we already know that either James Comey lied and said, Eric Holder enacted these new guidelines, but we're not going to follow them at all, so fuck that shit. We're not going to follow these. Or that they're just weak-ass platitudes that Eric Holder talked about to try to tell them or pretend to the American people that we're actually going to have a more equitable criminal justice system. So, got problems all over the place. Behind the scenes, the FBI have reportedly pushed back against any rules from Holder that would ban consideration of race, ethnicity, and religion in counterterrorism investigations. But rules in effect under the administration of George W. Bush included a blanket exception for national security and border investigations. So there we go with that national security bullshit. They could just say, oh, we gotta worry about terrorism. We're gonna screw over any freedoms that you have and privacy concerns you may have. We're gonna wreck those and just do whatever we fucking want because we have to make sure that terrorists don't attack us. Then, of course, he's got to talk about border investigations because, I mean, if any people want to come and illegally immigrate to the United States to have a better life for themselves and their family, oh, they're fucking dangerous. We gotta fucking go after them because they're a threat, trying to make extra money so they can have a better life. That is such a fucking danger to the people of the United States. Fucking Republicans. Holder's guidelines retain significant loopholes. For example, they explicitly permit cultivating sources of a particular ethnicity group when investigating a terrorist organization made up of members of that ethnic group. So just because we're chasing some terrorist group that happens to be Muslim, oh, they could go and just blanketly investigate Muslim groups here. And of course, those groups have nothing to do with the terrorist organization. So there they go, just blanketly just investigating and casting suspicion on a whole bunch of innocent people, which is outrageous and unlawful. And it's just a violation of our privacy rights. And of course, they're wasting a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch of resources over bullshit. Because this is similar to the story I did a little bit earlier about black people getting convicted more often than white people. Because they're not investigating a whole bunch of random white people whenever some white guy goes and just kills a person, or whenever a white guy goes and does some kind of mass murder. The FBI is not going and just randomly investigating a whole bunch of white people. So, what's the difference? There really is no difference, except for white people are automatically considered innocent for the FBI and the police and criminal justice system at large. And minorities, oh, we got to go watch out for them because they're not white. They're automatically suspicious. So we got to make sure they're not up to no good. Well, no matter what white people do, it's not a big deal. Everything's not as big a deal with white people as it is for minorities, especially with black people. So this is just a whole bunch of hypocritical bullshit that we got to try to root out of our society and our government too. All right, thanks for watching.